It's whimsically volatile.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Volume 12 of Live from Lockdown. How you doing out there? I'm doing significantly better than I was yesterday because I was able to get out of that headspace and get a lot of sleep. And I hope that you're getting proper sleep as well. It's going to be kind of tough during these days. But, you know, we have our bad days in terms of that, and then we have our better days, and then the good days, too. So look at that, the whole spectrum of days. I'm going to be getting to more of the messages on the next episode, but on this episode, we're going to hear my chat with Katya that we taped a few days ago. It was lovely to catch up with the lady, and I also want to mention that Movie Club for Foxes with my friend Gabby Dunn tapes tomorrow. So, if you haven't watched the movie yet or haven't joined Movie Club yet, now is your opportunity. To do so, you go over to patreon.com/CraigandFriends. That's patreon.com/CraigandFriends. And by the way, that's where you get access and membership to Hot Dog Club. And like I've been telling you, this series is brought to you exclusively by Hot Dog Club. So if you would like to support this show, please hop on over there, see which tier reward system looks right for you. And if you're not able to financially contribute at the moment and you want to support the show, boost the signal on the show, post about it, let your friends know, because also the more people we hear from, the better. So now it's time to hear my chat with Katya.
Okay.
I just got a big blast of static, but now I think it's okay. How about now? Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you good. Yeah, I got a new phone case and the whatever, blah, blah, who cares? I'm using my AirPods and sometimes those don't pick up sound very well, but can you hear me?
Yeah, but why do you need that? It's more of a fashion thing, I think. They just look so cute when they're dangling out of your ear, threatening to fall out at any time, and possibly onto a surface that would cause you then to have to dip them in bleach, perhaps ruining them forever.
You're not a fan of the AirPods, aren't you?
Well, it's not that. It's not that. I'm just more thinking about in the modern day, this current era, how they fit in. Yeah.
No.
Well, you know, also.
No.
Yeah, but it hasn't really affected you because you've been on your busy travel schedule, as you always have been, right? You're taking that bus tour at the moment, just you.
Oh, no, man. It's me and 30 other people. There are no seats, so we just stand up and kind of, sometimes we sit on each other.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
But we're all white, so we're not going to get the coronavirus.
Right. No, exactly. See, a lot of people don't realize that. Right. Exactly.
White people can't get it.
No, and you're from good neighborhoods, and that's the important part. Yeah.
Nice neighborhoods with a good education.
And the right states, because do you know that there's apparently a few states right now that don't even have to worry about it because, according to one person in the USA Today article I read, you know, it's just going to blow over.
Yes. You know what else blows over?
What's
hurricanes? Hurricanes that destroy entire towns and cities.
Yeah, that's right. They certainly blow over. Just casually blow over. No problems at all. Why are you worried? Here's the thing about it, right? Here's the thing. It's a hoax because because they figured, you know what? Trump is such a great president. We're gonna have to come up with something that distracts people from just how wonderful he is. So, what are we gonna do?
Yeah, it's just another Benghazi.
Yeah. Yeah, this is
it's
like
Hillary.
Yeah.
This is what was in her emails. This is what was in the emails.
Yeah, that's right, because these emails were full of code. The reason they couldn't share with us what was in the emails is because that kind of scientific stuff, I know this because I used to videotape depositions for patent lawsuits. It's very difficult to parse out for the average person.
The layman is, yeah.
Yeah. The layman's in a bad position, I think.
Yeah. Well, do you have the virus?
Which one? No, I do not. Thankfully, I don't. Is there a specific one? I mean, why you say the virus? I think that's a little. Why you specific? What
have you got the virus?
I've been referring to it as The Thing.
Oh, The Thing.
Yeah, because it's like The Thing. It's like exactly like that movie. No, so I don't. Do you, or have you had it?
You can say like, oh, is he that way? is she, you know?
Oh, yeah, we can repurpose all of the old gay euphemisms.
Yeah. Yeah. She's got the giggles. Oh.
She's that kind of lady.
Yeah, she's got the giggles.
She's got the giggles is pretty good, yeah.
I know, I love that one. I don't think, I think, I mean, from what I know about the incubation period, I mean, I should be fine. I don't have any symptoms, and I've been like strongly not like
homophobic,
maintaining my homophobia in such a way that prevents me from any type of interaction with people.
Well, good, because apparently that's keeping Trump and his friends, 6 feet above. So, but anyway, you've been very assiduous in your preventions.
Yeah, my social distancing. Washing my hands is a new thing. Right. I got to admit, that's a new thing for me.
Now, did you go to like a YouTube tutorial or something like that?
I called my mom. Oh, right. I don't trust YouTube. There's so many conspiracies.
Yeah, that's true. And also potentially deliberately deceptive methods of washing your hands that would actually cause you to contaminate them worse than they were before you started.
And let's not forget the fact that YouTube was invented in Russia. So,
oh, well, wake up. All right. All right, hon.
They were going to call it RuTube, but then...
But then there was a potential lawsuit, right, with World of Wonder.
From RuPaul.
Yeah, exactly. Very litigious lady. And rightly so.
Litigious. Yeah. So, but I have been very because to be honest, for an introvert, this is for an introvert who who has the luxury of not having to worry about, where's the next check going to come from? How am I going to pay my next month's rent? Barring all that, I'm really just on vacation. It's a staycation.
Yeah. Well, listen, I am thankful that I'm very used to being in my apartment, mostly by myself for long stretches of time.
Totally. Weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, let's just be honest about that. Weeks and weeks and weeks.
I haven't seen the daylight in a month. Yeah.
And I have the blackout shade, so.
How's your sleep schedule? You always have a wacky one anyways.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually doing a YouTube tutorial on how to maintain a healthy one because of the, expertise level of some of the other YouTube videos that I've seen about things. But it's actually not been too bad. I find that, especially since I got sick in London, the main thing for me is that I still don't really care when I sleep during the 24-hour cycle. I try to now keep it somewhat, lined up with the bulk of the rest of the world. For ease of use and also getting some sunlight through the cracks in the blackout shades. But but I also I find mainly that it doesn't matter when I sleep as long as I don't stay up too long at once.
Yeah,
working myself into the ground because I did that and I ended up real sick. But as expensive as it was, my staying on in London as long as I did, I'm thankful that I listened to my gut instinct because I could have flown at the worst time possible with a weakened immune system.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. And as it was, when I flew back, I had a whole row to myself, and they were starting to get worried. Heathrow was very empty. And at the security check, when I joked to the woman, I said, gee, it's real busy today, because it was noon on a Friday at Heathrow, and it was like a ghost town. And she was like, yeah, we don't like to mention it. That was the first instance I saw of it being like a superstitiously avoided word.
Damn. I was so lucky because me, Fina, and my little entourage on the tour.
This is the gang that's on the bus sitting on each other?
Yeah. No. That happened after the quarantine.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. Because you guys are currently at the truck stop fueling up. And they're getting you some waffles and that, right? That's why you had a chance to call, which I appreciate.
We're getting ready for the largest square dancing competition in the LA County.
And it's a big barn because you got to stay 6 feet away from each other.
Both those doors shut. Low ceilings.
Right, because hopefully someone will whack their head and then that knocks them out of the competition.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. But we made I was in Italy.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so while we were there, we were on the tour, and then we had the whole point of that tour. I organized it so that I could have an Italian vacation. That was the whole impetus for the tour.
We all need an inspiration. That's a perfect one.
Yeah. I wanted to be under the Tuscan sun. Who's that? Diane Ladd or something.
I wish. Oh my God. Can you imagine that movie redone with Diane Ladd, but as her character in Wild at Heart? I'm under the Tuscan sun and you don't care about me. I'm going to kill myself.
Wait, who was it?
Oh, Diane Lane. And yeah.
Diane Lane. That's right. Oh my God.
Under the Tuscan Sun 2 with Diane Ladd.
Diane Ladd to be under the Tuscan gun. Oh my God. but we were there, so we went to Rome, and it was dead.
Yeah.
Because, Milan had was increasingly upping its restrictions, and
right.
And we were about, the show in Milan was canceled, and it was then we had a show in Zurich later, and then the show in Rome, and then we're at one point I was just we got to go.
Yeah.
And we left the next day, canceled everything, left the next day. And it was the perfect, I think if we had waited one more day, we would have had a lot of problems.
I think so too. There were some bands that ended a tour right around that time in the States or Europe. Every member of the band fell ill, and then of course their family did too, because the incubation period is such that you don't know you're sick. Spreading it around.
Asymptomatic carriers.
Yeah, exactly. Which is the freakiest. Well, is it the freakiest thing? Can we pick the freakiest thing? I'm happy that you got out of Italy when you did, because that was making me real nervous.
Yeah,
for Italy. Yeah, I was they don't need one more problem. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, imagine having to seek healthcare in their overtaxed, and completely overflowing, chaotic hospital system. That just is a nightmare to me.
I know. Exactly. I remember I got the terrors in London because I had moved my flight one more time to a Sunday, and then I was talking to Jason, and we were uh-oh, I gotta go. So I paid extra to move my flight back to Friday.
Yeah,
because I just
got to do what you got to do.
You do, and also I got freaked out. What if they close the borders? What if America just says that's it? No one is coming back, because you can't quite tell with the current administration what might come out of someone's mouth. So anyway, yeah, I hustled back, and then I just locked myself in the house. That was it.
Now I guess everybody is encouraged to wear masks.
Yeah, you've been doing that for years.
Mary, I was born. I just wear a full face of makeup, and I think that does the trick.
Well, but also that leather face mask that I've seen you bopping around town in.
Yeah, imagine if I just go to the grocery store in a Halloween mask.
And be what's the matter? What?
Yeah, I'm wearing my mask. Yeah.
They told me to. You should be where's yours? Where's your Michael Myers mask, pal? Yeah.
It's gosh, I don't know. For me, this was a period of relative downtime anyway. So it's not
sure.
Poor Trixie, she got pulled out of a European tour. She had a whole thing going on, and that really sucks.
But that's good for your square dancing competition, because I know that she had at least 2 lined up.
Yeah, in the Bank North Garden.
I know, it's awful. All the tours canceled. I was talking to Martin Ware from Heaven 17, and they were days away from an American tour. And the crazy thing, and I wonder if you experienced this, so you were saying, we got to stop this. Was there anyone saying, no, we should continue either in the promoter's side or the venues? Because Martin was telling me that, some people, because of denial and also, sometimes greed, it's hard to figure out what motivates that stuff. And also the lack of, I think, universal awareness at the time, we're still kind of pushing him to maybe continue the tour. Did you experience anything like that?
I think it was I was pretty well balanced, because at one point I was I just want to go home.
Yeah.
I was I felt like I was very neutral about, and I didn't let my personal feelings about whether I just want to go home or use it as an excuse or anything like that. But I didn't get any pushback from the promoter, thank God, because he lost a lot of money.
Oh,
he lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
And, I was just but at one point I was just I just had to make the decision, and he was fine with it. And I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to, those cities, probably in 2038 or whatever.
Right. Well, don't be too hasty. I think 2040 might be a little more sane,
The farewell tour.
I know, they were
crazy.
I remember Trixie was going to play a show in March at the Novo, and
I was going to go.
What's that?
I was looking forward to it.
I know, me too. And but then
I was so bummed.
But then when I got home, I was like, please postpone, please, or cancel. Do you know what I mean? Just because thinking my God, please don't let this happen. Because it would just be awful too for an outbreak to have resulted from something like that. I'm sure that's happened from many other concerts. And there's many other outbreaks that usually happen at a Trixie show, but usually they're more of the STD variety. So, you want to keep it in one lane, I think.
Yeah. I mean, but it's wild. Trixie and I were talking about it. She was like, at literally at 1 minute on one, I forget what day it was, but there was a moment where it was like every performer lost their job.
Yeah.
Like everybody, like every live performer was chopped. I'll tell you what, Craig, I am not trying to look at drag queens in their living room.
Well, because you do that anyway, being the, top-notch peeper that you are.
Well, yeah, and I also have my living room is outfitted with mirrors. I know what a drag queen in the living room looks like, and I'm not. It's just so people need to get off Instagram Live.
Well, and what area would you like to see them on? Would you like to see them on OnlyFans, perhaps?
Nowhere. Nowhere.
Well, thank you.
Regroup, rejuvenate, get some privacy. Time alone.
Oh, yeah. I think, that's going to go over great, I think. I'm thinking about doing a Videodrome from home at some point in the next few weeks.
Out, yanking.
Yeah. So that'd be when I got all that video. So you don't have to look at my living room, although it is quite a nice living room, as you know.
Wait, let me ask you your advice. Should I do Cameo? Do you know what Cameo is?
Yeah, I've heard of that, and they're a terrific band. And if they're looking for a replacement bassist, I think you're the person.
But I want to do the bongos. I want to do the bongos.
Listen, you're in a great position. Negotiate with them, okay?
Yeah,
they want you.
A lot of leverage.
Yeah, they want you. It's time to flex. But listen, I think, absolutely you should do Cameo. I'm thinking of doing Cameo.
Just do Cameo. I think I was in drag yesterday, recording like an at-home thing with Trixie, remotely.
Would that thing be Trixie and Katya Save the World?
I think it's Shave the World.
I'm sorry. But, I just quickly glanced at it and then I immediately closed the window going, so I was about to eat, and it's difficult these days anyway to like maintain an appetite. But please go ahead. I don't know what it is. When I'm face to face with somebody, so like the meet and greet thing, for example. Yeah. Like if like that's a live cameo. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And people pay so much money for the meet and greet. And I could go on. I could just shout in people's faces. I could wiggle around, do a dance, sing a song. I could just give them everything and kind of not get tired sometimes. Of course, I do get tired, but I can go on for a long time, and I enjoy it. You do give it your all, yeah. I give it my all. I give it 110 every time on the court. But when it comes to like having to, sometimes when you're at a show, the promoter's like, "Hey, can you make a quick video for this upcoming show on your phone since you're in drag?" Right. I can't. I hate it. I hate it so much. Okay, right. I just can't bring myself to do it, and I have such a hard time like just doing that on the phone. So I planned on doing it yesterday after we finished filming, and I just couldn't bring myself to do it. So I don't know if I got to trick myself into doing it somehow, because it would be a very useful thing to do in the downtime. Would you like me to coach you via an off camera FaceTime just to get you into the situation? Yeah, like a hostage. Like oh my gosh, like I'm we could do like an Al Qaeda video. Yeah, no, absolutely. And the props and stuff. Listen, the kids will love that, because they like your dark humor. They like your little edgy thing about the kidnappings and all that stuff. And plus it's very hard for us to actually reach one another right now physically. So it's kind of a premise that everyone can, enjoy. So that'd be good. And then I'll threaten you over FaceTime, of course. But, you have a lot of knives in your place, so you could put one near you and be like, oh my God. I sure do. Yeah. I was thinking of so many like fun ideas, like where I don't know if I told you this already, but my ultimate fantasy for Cameo would be, how they're generally like a minute to 2 minute videos, or sometimes shorter. They're just quick little greetings, right? Yeah. But I would love to have like a very like professional camera setup just on a tripod, facing a long wide shot of the ocean. And I would come from like you would see my head. I would emerge from the ocean. Yeah. And I would in like a gown, and it would take me like 3 minutes to approach the camera. Yeah. And then I would just say, "Hi, Judy. Happy birthday." And every single one would be like that. I think it would be so funny. I think that's a solid choice. And very doable. It's very doable. What you would need is plenty of moisturizer, because you're going to be in and out of that water. Well, I charge $1,000, so Oh, okay. Well, then that's fine. You can buy a lot of moisturizer because I don't know if that's one of the things that's been panic bought so much that you can't get it.
Well, toilet paper certainly is. And let me just tell you, I'm running out. But guess what? I just got a care package from World of Wonder. And guess what was inside? Toilet paper.
Oh, baby. Aren't they beautiful? See, World of Wonder cares, folks. In case you didn't know, they care.
They don't pay, but they care. Just kidding. Just kidding.
They care. They have lots of paper, the toilet paper kind. Yeah.
Yeah, we're up to our ears in paper. Not the green kind, but
no, but the kind that really counts in a time like this.
Have you been hoarding supplies, you fucking bastard?
Hoarding them and then burning them, just because I want to make sure that there is a scarcity in the market. I have stocked up on some things. I thankfully was able to buy a couple packages of toilet paper when I got back because I had that grace period of a week where not no one else. It's not like I was ahead of the curve necessarily, but I was sufficiently freaked out both by having been so ill for a while and also coming back afraid that, it was all going to be like it is, basically. So I snapped up a couple things and ordered some stuff, and I'm glad I did because it's not like I have a room full of toilet paper. I would say more like a hallway full, but like 3 packages and stuff like that. And used sparingly, and only if they meet the qualifications. I'm about out of paper towels, out of bleach wipes, because that's one thing I didn't think to buy before it all went totally insane. Right. How about you? What about the bleach wipe situation? Where are you at with that?
I've got some, I'm running low on my low disinfectant wipes, but I have I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 rolls of paper towels, but only 3 rolls of toilet paper left. So I think I'm just going to have to start using my hands.
Well, back to the old days, right? It's like a callback. Exactly.
Back to the 90s.
Fun and nostalgia, which, we can use in this time of tremendous stress. You can make homemade bleach wipes, apparently. So there's a whole recipe online. But there's also a way to just make a bleach and water combination, because if anyone's listening, by the way, who doesn't know this, be very careful with bleach because when it's just by itself, breathing it in is very dangerous. Having it on your skin, not good either. So just be careful with that.
I also got a big giant bottle of 99% alcohol, so that's good.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. But you're not drinking it or anything.
No, I'm putting it up my ass.
Oh, okay. That's fine. That's just fine.
Sticking it up my ass.
Yeah, just so
sticking it up my ass.
That's the safety precaution that I think that we should be pushing out there.
Yeah.
Have you been making any food? Because this is, we used to talk about this all the time. We both really did not cook that much whatsoever, but now I'm wondering, are you cooking some more? Although it's good to know that food itself is not the enemy, it's the packaging.
Well, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I would love to sit on this phone call and tell you that things have changed dramatically. But let me tell you, they've stayed exactly the same.
Well, good for you. Good for you. You're not going to be bowed by societal pressure.
Let me say, I went to Whole Foods. I waited in line half an hour to get in there.
Yeah.
And then once you get in there, it was wonderful because it's very sparsely populated.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. But I went to that pasta aisle and they had no pasta.
Oh, no.
They were literally out of pasta.
How is that even possible?
Exactly. How is that possible?
Yeah. And a friend of mine said, isn't it harder to make wine than toilet paper? Why is there wine everywhere, but no toilet paper? I mean, I don't know. Why pasta?
It's like, most people are straight, and then, straight men, now all of a sudden they care about the ass. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean,
I know.
It's like, what in the fuck? I don't know what the toilet paper thing is. The toilet paper thing really is wild to me.
It is vexing. And the reason I got a couple packages is only because I was seeing reports of shortages. And I thought, oh, God, well, I better stock up. And I'm sure that's influenced some of the panic buying and all that. And I guess you could classify my purchases as panic buying. Although I do like to usually buy 2 large things of it, or 1 maxi pack. No, that's not the right thing. Not maxi pads either, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Don't flush those. So I like to buy a big jumbo container of them because I don't want to be shopping for them all the time. And also I order everything via delivery. So
I was just thinking, I have a lot of like old T-shirts. I would just cut them up into squares, and then have little booty rags, and then wipe my little booty, and then if it's dirty, I'll put it in a sealed bin, and then I'll just dump that in the trash.
You're forgetting about the lucrative eBay market.
That's true. My gosh.
Yeah, put that up in an OnlyFans thing. That way, if you're having a little bit of trouble with the Cameo, you have this other thing coming in.
My skid mark side hustle.
Yeah, so get on that now before this episode airs, because I think a lot of people will be following suit.
Yeah.
You know what's remarkable? You remember the construction noises that would happen across the street. They're still doing construction across the street during this time. There's Construction Man. He's now a character on the show. Because, I'm doing a daily show, which is interesting. But I'm happy to have you on the show, by the way.
Here.
Yeah, it's nice.
There's still business as usual with Bob the Builder over there.
Bob the Builder, busy as a beaver.
What are they making?
I'm not quite sure, because every time I look out into the street, I don't see any different things. So, but I sure hear it.
They're just local antagonists.
I know, you're right. Yeah, they're agitators. I think what they're doing is tearing down and rebuilding the same garage over and over, but it's just past the carport that I can see. Thankfully, all the dirt and soot that results from construction is still wafting onto my balcony, which is nice.
Oh, well, that's good. Consistency is key. You don't have too many details of your life upended at once.
No, right. No, exactly. I've sort of clung to that like a security blanket, a reassuring, soothing element. What are you doing? What are you doing for keeping occupied watching stuff? Because I know that you love to watch a good binge of a show. So what's been on the docket?
Let me tell you, I am shoulder deep in this in the Breaking Bad universe. So, I've heard about Breaking. I was like looking up shows. I was like, what are the best shows ever to watch? The Sopranos. I've seen The Sopranos.
Alf, you've already seen all of Alf. So
Alf, I've seen Facts of Life over and over.
Sure.
But I was reading like it is like commonly widely regarded as like the best show ever.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad. So I watched that. Riveting. I just finished it a couple days ago. Fucking riveting.
Best way to actually watch it is binging it, because it's so addictive.
I can't imagine. And that's kind of like that's pretty much like what I hope to do with shows like this. I'm like, if there's a show on TV at the moment, I'm like, oh great, I'll wait a year.
I know. I do that too. Too. Because, I'm too busy watching, Murder, She Wrote. Although I did finish that entire series.
I'm not surprised.
Thank you very much. You've always had faith in me, and that's one of the things that I appreciate about our relationship.
So I watched all of Breaking Bad, and then I watched El Camino, the little coda movie to it. And now I'm halfway through season 1 of Better Call Saul, which is fantastic, because Bob Odenkirk is such a fantastic actor. He is so good.
He's so great. And then Michael McKean and all the other actors that are in it are fantastic.
Before that, when I learned, I saw the trailer for Westworld season 3 on HBO, and I was like, oh, I started to watch Westworld years ago, and I for some reason didn't finish it. So then I went and binged season 1 and 2 in the matter of like 2 days. And I'm so into that. That show is so slick. I mean, it's kind of, I feel like it's a show that's like thinks it's smarter than it is.
Okay.
Or, you know what I mean? Like,
sure.
Like it kind of, it's just basically about a robot uprising.
I saw the film that it's based on, and you know where I saw it?
The New Bev.
Yes, that's right. That's right. By the way, I remember when everything was sinking in that like we're really in deep shit right now. I did actually get teary-eyed when the New Bev closed, which I knew it was going to. Do you know what I mean? And also, I had tickets to like 3 things that I was like, well, it's a shame I'm not going to go see those. I was just looking at my ticket schedule going like, ain't going to that, not going to that anymore. I hope they cancel that. But yeah, so I saw that there. The movie's cool, and I should watch the show because I like the premise.
The first season is incredible. The second season, I mean, well, whatever. But the third season, I just love it. It's so slick and wonderful.
Yeah.
And now Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad is now on the third season of Westworld.
Oh,
so
really?
Fun.
That's good because you've seen all of his Breaking Bad work. By the way, how did you like El Camino, the movie follow up?
I liked it. I mean, I don't know. I honestly don't know that it would be of any interest to people who are not familiar with Breaking Bad.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, sure.
Like, I can't imagine giving a shit about it if I didn't know who these people were.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I thought it was good.
Oh, that's good. What have I been watching? I watched a lot of old Lettermans when I was in London recuperating. There's a guy on YouTube who posts these collections of stuff. So I watched every Sandra Bernhard appearance ever.
Oh my God. There's one with every Amy Sedaris appearance, and they are so worth watching. So worth watching. Because she's been on like so many times.
I have to get into that for sure.
Wait, Suspiria.
Oh my God. Guess what I still haven't seen yet?
I cannot believe you haven't seen it.
Now, do you remember what you texted me around Christmas time?
Yeah, the hitman is running a little late because of the virus, but you know.
Oh, right. I didn't understand what that was at the time, the threat that you made to me. Now it's all clear.
Listen, I'm always a little fuzzy on the timeline, but I do follow through eventually.
You do. And the other thing I like is, I don't like spoilers, so you left it a little vague. It's something for me to chew on.
Exactly. I don't want to ruin the fun. By the way, you have to check out, speaking of Suspiria, Dakota Johnson, her little tour of her home, Architectural Digest is a little like
Archidarket bits, yeah.
They do like MTV Cribs essentially.
It's a combination word because they don't want to use too many long words. The kids get bored, so Archidarkets, yeah.
Yeah, Architectural Digest, and she just seems like the most delightful, cool chick ever. My gosh.
Did you see her on Ellen?
Oh, I surely did. And I think I watched that clip 1,400 times.
Yeah.
Because I just love it when people sock it to that fucking bitch.
Now, did you see the thing on Twitter where a guy said, "Hey, share your horrible Ellen DeGeneres story, and for everyone, I'll donate $2."
$2, yeah.
Yeah.
So funny.
He donated a lot of money because there was a lot of stories.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Because this is something that I've heard, and I'm close enough to the film industry and like Hollywood to know friends who are, I know people who are actually involved in TV shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And
like, for instance, yourself, you've actually been in a TV show, 1 or 2 or 3, and then a couple films.
Right. So yeah, I mean, I'm like closer to that world than the average person.
Sure.
And I live in LA, and the thing I've heard, like the gossip or the rumor that I've heard the most consistently is that Ellen is a monster.
Yeah, I know.
But some of these stories, they're unfathomable to me because, for example, I've also heard like horror stories about Rue.
Right, right.
And those
are all true. Like you tell me off mic.
Yeah, they're all true because they all happen to me.
Exactly.
No, but some of them are some of them are far fetched, and where or who started that rumor, and it's usually out of boredom or spite.
Yeah.
And others are misconstrued. But some of these with Ellen, I'm like, I can't imagine.
I know.
It seems too wild to be true. And if it's true, if one of those is true,
yeah,
then she needs to be put down.
I know. At least forbidden from ever doing a public show ever again. The one that I read that really struck me as just horrific, and again, if true, she needs to go away, was that she was complaining about a server at Real Food Daily who had chipped nail polish. Just chipped nail polish. And
that I can't, I don't know. I was like, I read that too, and I was like, what in the hell?
Yeah, because then she wrote a letter to the manager demanding that she be fired. There's so many things about that story that are disturbing. First off, to even give a shit about the nail polish, A. B, to complain about it in the store or the restaurant itself, and then to write a letter is a next level psychotic move.
It's that energy and the time that indicates a level of like personality disorder.
Oh, absolutely. I would guess narcissistic personality disorder.
I think like I just can't wrap my head around it. I'm like, how can you maintain any relationships? How do you?
I know.
Like, don't look at me. Don't look at me. Why are you looking at me? Stuff like don't say hi to me.
Then complaining when a show that's on an adjacent lot is having a barbecue or some kind of party, and she comes out to say it has to be shut down because she can smell meat cooking or something like that.
Oh yeah, and then having if people like they always have to have gum in their mouth before they come into her room. I mean, it's just so crazy.
It is crazy.
Oh, and also she on her show she kind of like bullied Mariah Carey into confessing that she was pregnant by offering her alcohol.
Right, because that way she had to refuse it and tell her why.
Exactly.
Yeah, here's the other thing too. Because I think we've talked about this before in terms of the stories about Rue and other celebrities. It's always hard at first to actually believe any of them because I always feel that sometimes these stories are concocted by people who are envious of the people's position. But with Ellen, there's just too many of these goddamn things. And also, you've heard them personally from people.
I know it's just there's too many. And it's like, I just don't get it. And it's so funny because she's literally like the lesbian Mr. Rogers.
And she has that whole, I'm so cute and goofy and I dance. I will say I've never enjoyed her comedy.
Trixie loves her comedy. I mean, from back, like years ago, she's a big fan of like early Ellen.
Well, wait, Trixie enjoys a lesbian performer? This is shocking news. I hope everyone listening is sitting down.
I know, expose. So I watched her she did that stand-up special recently on Netflix, and I watched it.
Oh yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah, no, I don't either. And I did like her on Seinfeld's Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. I have to recommend that show too. I love that show. The Eddie Murphy one in particular is great. It's like 45 minutes instead of the usual 13. Oh, did you see Dolomite Is My Name?
I loved it.
Yeah, me too. I thought it was inspirational, funny, and Eddie's incredible in it.
So good. Wait. Speaking of stand-up specials.
Yeah.
So I watched, I don't want to trash talk, but I will just for a moment.
Oh, that's okay. The one time you've ever done it, this is okay.
So I watched Pete Davidson's stand-up special, his Netflix special.
Oh, yeah.
Craig, it was so bad. And, there's that common refrain of like, they'll give a Netflix special to anybody,
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, it was breathtaking.
Wow. Now I actually want to see it.
It was so bad.
Yeah.
There were hardly any jokes. Both the form and the content, both the content of the jokes, the material and the delivery was so shoddy and amateurish. I could not believe it. I could not believe it.
Yeah, I was really stunned when I saw the clip that I saw when he was talking about, it was some kind of like vaguely anti-gay thing, or it could be taken as anti-gay. I can't quite, it was about gay guys having impunity to grab women's asses or something like that. And it was so like, I don't know, like dumb and like 1987 on a bad night.
Yeah, I couldn't, I was just like, I was kind of breathless watching this thing. I was like, is this really happening? This is like long stretches would go by with no funny material. And it was just a lot of stammering and stuttering. And I was just like, is this improvised? Like, what is going on here?
And he also has that thing, which I'm sure he did on this show, which is like this self-deprecating thing, but it's not like the normal amount of funny, self-deprecating kind of edge that people can do to make fun of themselves or poke fun at themselves. It's really dark. It's this like self-hatred that he puts out there. And I've seen him do it, or heard him do it rather, on the Stern Show. And it's this uncomfortable thing where it's almost like, when someone says over and over, like, I'm a bad person or something like that. And at first you joke or whatever, or say like, oh, I do terrible things. But he says it so many times that it's just uncomfortable. And also, in an interview in the last couple months, he basically shit on Saturday Night Live and kind of said he didn't care for how they treated him on the show because they make his personal life the punchline of a lot of jokes. But like, that's kind of all people are interested in with him.
Yeah, no shit. But like when you date Ariana Grande for like 3 minutes, you're engaged to her. It's like,
right.
That's like headline news. That's what they're gonna focus on.
He himself basically trades on that because he's only really doing bits about his image in the press when he does Weekend Update.
I noticed that he has a tattoo that says Swag is forever?
Oh, well, listen, A, that's true. But B, interesting choice. And it's a shame because I know that we were going to get matching swag is forever tattoos. That's kind of out the window now. Yeah.
What a shame. I have to look this up really quick because it shocked me to my core. Jokes come and go, but swag is forever.
Well, the jokes have to come first for them to go, don't they?
They sure do. I mean, it's funny on the Netflix special. There wasn't a lot of swag either. It was there was no swag and there were no jokes. It was just really weird.
Isn't he kind of a baggy clothing kind of guy? By the way, just kind of like schlumpy stuff hanging off his bony frame.
Schlumpy stuff hanging off a bony frame. I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that was the name of the special.
Yeah. Schlumpy stuff, bony frame.
Yeah, exactly. Pete Davidson, starring Pete Davidson. Any other comedy specials you've been watching, or any other delightful things tickling your fancy?
Oh yeah, Maria Bamford's new comedy album is hysterical.
Oh, cool! I have to check that out.
It is so funny. I think it's just an album, but it's it's called 20%, and it's wait no, sorry, that's an older one. That was from 2016. Weakness is the brand is the new one.
Okay, cool.
And it is so fun. You've got to listen to it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, she's wonderful. And she was such a delight on the show. Right, everyone? Right, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes.
A big round of applause for Miss Maria Bamford.
Wait, so do you have anything that I should watch other than Murder, She Wrote?
The Murder, She Wrote movies that started after the series. By the way, Bob the Builder is doing something upstairs right now. This is remarkable. I wonder if we can capture that. But the folks know that we're telling the truth, so I don't need to get into that. What have I been watching lately? Oh, there's a great movie called Looker from like 1980, 81. I'm trying to get more modern with my selections.
The decades.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm stepping it up in this new modern era. Looker with Albert Finney and Susan Day and James Coburn. And it's about models and corporate intrigue. It's quite good and futuristic. Actually, yeah, it's written by the guy who wrote the original Westworld, Michael Crichton.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And
wait, I've got a suggestion for you.
Please, hit me.
You have got to see this movie. It came out recently called In Fabric.
Oh, I remember hearing about that. Yeah. Who's in that?
No, but there's a...
Cheech Marin, right?
Yeah, Cheech, and then, it must be Tommy Bahama.
He's in the sequel, I think.
Fabrics.
Yeah.
No, it is so wild. It's like a cross between like Dario Argento and David Lynch.
Oh, wow. Well, that sounds good. So I have that to look forward to, and the newish Suspiria. And what else have I watched? I watched something good, and I can't remember what the hell it is. Oh, I know what you got to see, and I'll send it to you. Hollywood Wives. It's an 80s miniseries. It's based on a Jackie Collins novel.
Okay.
And it's an Aaron Spelling production. It stars Suzanne Summers, Joanna Cassidy, Robert Stack. It's wild. And the hair and the outfits. Oh, Candice Bergen is in it. It's incredible. And the theme song's by Laura Branigan. So, again, 1985, 86. I'm getting more modern. I'm moving right up into the modern era.
Cracking the 90s.
I know. Well, I think I'm going to be cracking the 90s by the time you resume your tour in 2038.
Now, have you seen Soap Dish?
Oh, I love Soap Dish.
Okay.
Love that.
I rewatched that for like the 20th time the other day.
Did it end the same way?
It sure, yeah, unfortunately it did. Unfortunately it did. Because I was thinking it would be funny, like I told you, to do the Drag Race version called Soap Fit.
Yeah.
And so Montana Moorhead would be played by maybe like Michelle Visage.
Right.
And the scandal, it would be that, oh my God, she's a bio woman.
Oh.
So she gets exiled, but exiled to Broadway.
Or Britain.
Yeah, exactly. Like you have to go. She gets like exiled to the West End to actually fulfill her dream. You know what I mean?
Right. We've decreed that you will be in Everyone Loves Jamie until the end of time.
She was. What was she in? Maine. I don't know what she was in. But was she on West End?
I think so. She definitely went there a few times. I mean, as like as a patron.
Everybody Loves Jamie.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways.
By the way, did not see that or any other show when I was in London, except on my laptop. So there was not yeah. But DragCon was fun. But I was happy when they postponed this year's one because with the amount of hugging I do, I would have been done for.
I would just be like, oh my God, it'd be on the ventilator right now.
Yeah, it would be by the end of day one. I think we'd just be, but then people could come in and take photos with us.
Yeah. Oh my God. What a crazy, I was truly shocked. That's when I knew that shit was getting real. I was like, when DragCon's canceled, oh my God.
It's just not happening this year. Like, it's not, well, maybe September, which I'm thankful for because we don't know when this thing is going to get better. And I think some of the presumptive dates that people have put out there for postponed shows and things were a little bit too wishful thinking. Like, some shows got pushed like, a month and a half.
Not going to happen.
Right. But eventually.
Yeah, eventually. But there's also the health professionals are talking about like a second kind of wave.
I know. I read one of those articles that you shouldn't read right before bed. Mm. It was one of those like sort of negative outlook articles that you should skip. Read the funnier ones, the more optimistic ones, like Fox News or something before bed.
Yeah. Like the ones where they don't even mention it at all.
No, right. The ones that they're like, don't worry, it's all cool. We're just fine. Now, about your news consumption, do you make sure to only read it part of the day, or do you find yourself on the phone all the time?
I'm pretty much on the phone on the phone all the time. Like
well, you are a meme queen, right? No one knows that you're behind 30% of the memes that are going out these days.
50, let's be honest.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't mean to downplay your role, but sorry.
No, but actually, that's not true. Like I get, I just pretty much get most of my news from like links on Twitter, and the New York Times. And
sure.
But I'm watching like so many series. I'm not looking at my phone when I'm doing that. So I don't know. I just kind of check the Corona update every day.
Yeah.
Like if they're more like, if their restrictions have gotten worse or, but I don't know. It's, I don't want to sound like, insensitive to people who are really suffering right now, but personally, it's just like, I'm not freaking out because what can I do?
Well, the thing is, though, you don't want to like plunge headlong into panic when panic doesn't do anything, even in a situation that you can
worry.
Affect. Yeah, exactly. So, like, we just really have to try to make the best of things, which sounds strange to say, even, but we have to also just basically binge watch shows or make macrame toilet seat covers or
but and you don't and I just like I follow the rules. I like do this. I stay at home pretty much all the time. I only go out for like essentials, and then that's it.
And well, in the square dancing thing, but we covered everyone. Don't worry, it's 6 feet apart. No do-si-doing your partner. But
I'm not gonna. I don't. But I won't allow the virus to upset my Debbie Gibson concert going schedule. I'm gonna go to those concerts, and that's the end of it. I'm an American.
Yeah, and listen, you've been waiting your whole life to go to this Debbie Gibson concert. God damn it!
Yes, I have, and thank you very much.
You're quite welcome. Now, I wonder if they're going to do a follow-up report on those idiots in that Florida spring break news piece that we all saw, just to see when they die.
I don't wish anybody death, but those people can definitely go away.
I'm not wishing anyone death, but if you got to pick a couple people, to not be on the team anymore.
Not that we need any more clarification that Florida is a shithole.
Yeah,
we don't.
No, we don't. We don't.
It's like crazy. They're so. Ugh.
Yeah, my mom's in Florida. My dad's in Massachusetts because he went up before. And she was going to come like 2-3 weeks later or something like that. But so that's like a whole new thing for them to be sort of on their own. But thankfully, my mom has her neighbor that she's really good friends with. And they've been sort of quarantined at the same time and all that. So how's your family doing? I know you're not allowed to speak about them anymore. So forgive me for asking.
Yeah. No, they're good. My brother and my parents are in like the ground zero, Washington.
Oh, wow.
But they're fine. My sister's fine. She's actually like still going to work. She's a vet, and like
wow.
I think she's working on the hell is she doing? She's working on the animal version.
The new hybrid of what Snickerdoodle and what was the other dog?
Chocolate chip.
That's right.
Hold on. It was it's so crazy. She's starting research for a coronavirus vaccine.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, because it can affect pets, right?
Yeah, she's like, everything is shut down, but I still have to go to work for the animals. Shit is crazy at work. We're starting research for coronavirus vaccine. So that's good.
That is good. Now, are you doing any of your classes online, like the yogurt class or anything?
Absolutely no.
No. Okay, good. Good for you. Good for you. Shut it all down.
Yeah, I'm shutting it all down. It's so funny. Like the least interesting, because I'm pretty much like, I'm addicted to social media like everybody else. But I have to tell you, Instagram holds literally no interest to me at this point, because I am so sick of seeing these like buff people with their home workouts, and then drag queens at home going live, all this crap. It is just like, none of this is interesting to me at all. It's like, I that's wonderful, but we do not need this many like fitness at home fitness plans. It's just not necessary.
Now, what about a crossover? Would that perhaps interest you? Where we had queens doing fitness routines.
That would turn me off even more.
Good. Well, maybe we can get someone on that to really put you off Instagram. Is there anything that we could do?
Cameron Michaels.
Well, no, I would actually prefer to see people who are just getting into fitness for the first time, also working it out themselves with no help from anyone.
Yeah. Lady Bunny, like bench pressing her coffee table.
Well, see, then that way we could get updates on the recoveries from the strains and, pulled bits of their anatomy, etc.
Pulled bits of their anatomy.
I'd like to use medical terms. You know that.
Oh, my God.
Well, anything else that you'd like to share with the listening public?
I'll leave you with this little thing. So naturally, like many people, I have been jerking off a lot.
Yeah, sure.
And
anything in particular that you've been tickling your fancy? Because we used to talk about the porn preferences shifting and sliding. So, what's the update?
I think I've seen every visual porn there is. So I went back to erotica stories because I need more detail.
Sure.
I need more passion. I need more backstory.
Yeah, of course.
And then I ran out of those. So now I've just been, I have about 3 to 4 ongoing sexual telenovelas in my head that are in installments. So like I'll revisit a thread every time I like jack off, and then it'll conclude when I come, and then it'll start back up the next.
Oh, fantastic.
Next time.
Now listen, have you thought about following up your hit book co-authored with Trixie Mattel called, what's that called again? Just to be clear.
The Trixie and Katya's guide. What is it again? Guide to Modern Womanhood.
So it's a neighborhood guide, right?
Real estate.
Perfect. Yeah. Where to buy, why to buy, all of that stuff. Yeah. Because these are confusing times. So it's good to have a little bit of information from experts. Information. Yeah. Listen, in this economy, you got to save your R's when you can. So perhaps, you could put out a few heavy volumes of this stuff and make it retail brick and mortar only, because books are really safe right now to, handling paper and all that. What are you doing for your mail? Are you actually taking your mail in, or are you just burning it?
Well, what I do is I spray Lysol in the little slot.
Oh, yeah.
And then I open the thing, and then I take it, and then I burn it.
That's good, because the Lysol actually acts as a flame accelerator. Yeah, people don't really know that. But, crank your lighter, blast out that Lysol, but you don't want to waste it right now. But when in happier times, when we can, you just throw the bleach in the street, go ahead.
Throw the bleach in the street.
That's right, mama. Oh, yeah, that's the new hot phrase on Drag Race, right? I was on the catwalk feeling myself. I threw the bleach in the street.
I cannot. I am so sick. Okay, this is the last thing I have to go. I have to go and make dinner. By make dinner, I mean take it out of the fridge and put it in the microwave.
Yeah.
I cannot stand these runway bites.
Yeah.
I cannot stand them. let me tell you, girl, I am walking down this runway in an iridescent gown, giving all kinds of colors, serving face, and I am just living for it. It is the most tired, generic Mad Lib. It's just so bad.
I was putting one foot in front of the other like I never have before.
Yeah. And then before you know it, I turned around and walked down the other way.
Then before you know it, I was off the runway backstage.
I mean, I guess it's great for blind people because they just say what they're doing. But I'm like, what the fuck? There's no creativity. There's no humor. There's no genuine sass. It's just like, it's this canned drag lingo. And it's so grating to my ears.
Maybe they should get Bruce Valanche in there to punch it up for them.
Absolutely. Or how about they just no voiceover?
Or how about humming?
Just have the yeah. I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy.
Watch me goffing down the runway.
Yeah. If I were to go back in the show, my runway bites would be, it's a grand old flag. It's a high flying flag forever for the peace made way. It's just so weird. I can't stand it. Every week it gets fucking worse.
It would be nice if someone just was like, yeah, that's me. And I'm still on the runway there. This is the clip that we're watching with. That's me. I just want to make sure, because without my makeup on, sometimes you don't know that it's me, especially early in the season, which we're in right now, when you're still trying to figure out. And if they belched like that, I think you'd have your favorite for the year. Now, before you go and make your gourmet dinner from scratch, what are your most recent feelings, or where are you at with your feelings about Lana Del Rey?
Oh. Well, she dumped her cop boyfriend.
Really?
Yeah, she split with her little piggy pal. What is my feelings about her? I don't know. When I saw the headline that Lana Del Rey intends to release a whole album of spoken word poetry,
oh dear,
I was like, no. I'm okay with that. I don't want that.
Well, also because you have your album of spoken word poetry coming out, which I believe is called Jokes Die, but Swag is Forever.
Thank you. Thank you.
I figure we get that out there now and no one else can copy that.
Yeah. I don't know. I still I mostly just listen to her old stuff. Like I haven't really been in an Atlanta banana mood though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish she would get into, she should be in a movie.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah, and she could score it herself.
Yeah, I just want to see her dressed up. Enough of these like crochet tops and like jean skirts. Like,
yeah,
like what is this like down home country? Like, she just looks so basic. I'm just like I'm a stereotypical fag who wants to see the diva all dolled up. You know what I mean? And it's like, ugh.
Now, do you think that maybe she'd be good in a remake of Just One of the Guys?
No.
It'd be a little different, wouldn't it? She'd kind of be like, "Hey, Terry." Oh no, that's the character's name. Now
that's the character's name.
One last thing. Well, that would be an interesting take. She'd just be talking about herself the whole time.
She could be the female. She could be the love interest that the girl that shows her how to put the pencil away, like.
Oh, right.
Loses the back of her earring, and then Terry gives her a pencil eraser.
That's right. Who actually then starts falling in love with her, questions her sexuality, all that fun stuff. Now, one last thing. Did you know that Corona beer has ceased production now?
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Why is it? Do we know why it's called coronavirus?
No. I mean, with all that we've read about it, I think it's funny that I don't. I really don't. I'm going to have to look that up because this is an information show, right? All the stuff we say is factual, and it's better than 60 Minutes, really.
But I'm sure they're just like, they're part of a larger, they're owned by Anheuser-Busch or whatever.
Something.
So they're probably.
Yeah.
But what a bummer for them, huh?
I know, it's so crazy because also people were boycotting it early on, and that's well, I don't know. I don't want to end it on such a bummer. So I guess
boycotting it.
Yeah, this is before they stop production. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of bad reactions to things, but I guess we should leave on a more up note. So, what are you going to have for dinner?
Oh, I'm going to reheat some Indian that I ordered yesterday.
Oh, fabulous. I like that you have expanded your menu.
Yep. I do pretty much Indian 5 days a week.
Yeah.
And then on the weekends, I starve myself.
Listen, that's the intermittent fasting that we need in these crazy times. Well, listen, I'm really happy that we could catch up.
Lovely to talk to you.
Yeah, lovely to talk to you. Thank you. And you
Stay
enjoy...
safe in lockdown.
What's that?
Stay safe in lockdown.
Absolutely. You enjoy your dinner, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Well, wasn't that lovely? It sure warmed my heart. Now, I'll be getting to more comments in the next episode. Be taping the Foxes Movie Club with Gabby tomorrow. Love you, and I'll talk to you soon.
Hello? I am better than a machine. I am better than a machine. Hello? Hello? You can give your clothes to the laundry. You can give your head to your coke. You can give your love to your mother. And baby, that ain't no joke. You can give your heart to your music. And if you ain't too blind to see, they sure know how to use it, baby. So give your dick to me. Ow! Give your dick to me. Give it to me. Ow! Give your dick to me. Give it to me. Hello? I am better than a machine. I am better than a machine. I am better than a machine. Give your dick to me. Give it to me. Oh, give your dick to me. Give it to me. Hello? When you're just a middle-aged musician, you may think that this is all a big bore. But when you do it in all them positions, baby, you open my pores. Well, you better hurry up or you'll lose it. Then we used to be 103. But you sure know how to use it now. So give your dick to me. Ow! Give your dick to me. Give it to me. Ow! Give your dick to me. Give it to me. Ah! 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 Life is only worth living, and part of that comes in giving. So come on, give it to me, baby. Give your dick to me, yeah, give your dick to me. Ow, give your dick to me, give it to me. Hey man, get your shit together. Don't you know that you got such a beautiful thing? Ooh, ooh. And hey man, I'm not into leather. All I wanna do is kiss you nice. I want your ring. Oh, take off your pants, take off your shirt, take off your shoes, take off your skirt. Hey man, give your shit to me. Hello? Hello? You can give your brains to science. You can give your liver to the zoo. You can use your ass like an appliance. Here, polish it up like new. Well, you give good bottom and you know it. Are you tired of all those ladies at your feet? It's cause they love your great balls of fire, baby. Give your dick to me. Ow! Give your dick to me. Give it to me. Ow! Give your dick to me. Give it to me. Yeah, give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Me. Give your dick to me. Ow! Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it. Give your dick to me. Give your dick to me. I want your little Richard. Ah! I love it. Hello? You can give your clothes to the laundry. You can give your head to your coke. You can give your love to your mother. And baby, that ain't no joke. You can give your heart to your music. And if you ain't too blind to see, then sure know how to use it, baby. So give your dick to me. Ow! Give your dick to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it